John Hattie, differentiation relates more to addressing students' different phases of learning, from novice to capable to proficient, rather than merely providing different activities to different groups of students. Differentiated instruction allows teachers to encounter this challenge by taking varied students' factors into account when planning and delivering instruction. Based on this theory, teachers can build learning environments that address the different learning styles, interests, and abilities within a classroom. First of all, Tristan utilizes pre-tests as level tests where individual students are placed with others at a certain level. Now, this is how he separates his different classes and the content. I have also noted that when he was teaching, he encouraged thinking at various levels of Bloom's taxonomy by targeting lower order questions to students that were a little bit lower level and higher order questions to students that had higher levels. For example, he would give lower order questions such as yes and no answer questions to some of his students, and he would give higher order questions such as to come up with their own examples to higher level students. He also used a variety of instructional delivery methods to address different learning styles. He had a PowerPoint for this activity as well as voicing the activity so that the students could have a visual and an audio cue for students who may not have grasped everything he said. The keywords would flash on the screen so the students could also have a visual cue to go along with his audio cues. Another thing he did was he broke assignments into smaller, more manageable parts that included structured directions for each part. This was really helpful because he was able to go step by step in order to reach his goals. Tristan also provided access to a variety of materials which targeted different learning preferences and reading abilities. For example, he was reading a story on the projector. As he read along, the words would be highlighted along with his reading, and also the keywords were presented in pictures in the story. He would also do some gestures that would represent the meaning of the words. This way, he developed activities that targeted auditory, visual, and kinesthetic learners, using PowerPoints and his TPR and some flashcards as well at the end. He also used flexible grouping to group his students for his activities. I like the fact that for this activity, he didn't really make any students partner up if they didn't want to. Many South Korean students are introverts and prefer working alone. So he just asked the students if they wanted to work alone to sit on the left side of his classroom, and if they wanted to work with a partner to move to the right. This way, the students could work at their comfort level. My mentor uses a variety of assessment strategies, including performance-based assessments. At the beginning of every class, he reviews the previous class and starts out with questions testing the students about what they have learned in the previous class. This way, he knows where his students are standing and if they understood the material and if he can move on to the next lesson. Not only does Tristan allow his students to group themselves as mentioned before, but he also offers students a choice of different homework assignments that reflect a variety of learning styles and interests. This was interesting to me as when answers were given, it made the class a lot livelier, and there were many different ways that the students answered the same homework questions. The different products showed the different students' strengths. Tristan really nurtured a very safe, fun, and flexible environment and helped meet all of his students' needs. From this observation, I could really see the positive learning climate that he had created in his classroom. The different abilities and levels of the students were addressed, and though he didn't have any students with physical or mental disabilities, I still think he put great effort into using differentiated instruction to meet his young learners' necessities. I thought that he took upon the challenge of getting to know his students on a great level, tested them in a positive way, and managed to have them take strides in their curriculum. Overall, I have learned a lot from this observation. I think Tristan did really well in using differentiated instruction in his classroom, and I have also taken many different tips from watching such an experienced teacher. I cannot wait to put some of the things that I've seen in Tristan's class and apply them into my classroom in the near future.